It's summer in Denmark, and together with spring, it's the busiest time of the year. I often think about how helpful it would be if I could divide myself up in 5 Mortens. The one Morten should be out with a camera, doing nature and wildlife photography all the time, just sitting in the blind and going in the forest. Another Morten should do all the work that has to be done on the farm, and a third one should do office work, and he should also be editing these YouTube videos. The fourth one should have a good time doing my other passions like shooting with my longbow and go out fishing. And the last one, yeah, he could just relax, sitting enjoying the sun and an ice cream. But there's only one, and I am actually grateful for the life I have. Even though it's busy sometimes, I do what I want to do, and I spend time doing all these things that I love the most. Over there, about 300 meters, is a badger set. I don't know if you remember the last video where we put up the game cameras, trail cameras. It's over there, and I know that there are badgers there. I just don't know if they're still there and if they want to come up before it's too dark. It's perfect conditions today. Look at the wind. Coming from that direction, going this way, that means that I have to go in a big circle around, and with the wind directed towards me, I'll get close to the badgers. Badger's eyesight is really bad, so there's no chance they're going to see me, regardless if I go like this and wave my hands and all kind of stuff. They're not going to see me. But I'm more concerned about, woodpeckers, crows, ravens and stuff like that. Because when I've been observing badgers on the set, because their eyesight is so bad and they depend heavily on the nose, they are very aware of the alarm call from like crows and ravens and stuff like that. So it's basically just to avoid these animals to see me. The challenge here is not the wind, not the crows, not raven, not the rain that is dripping down now, but the fact that the vegetation has exploded the last 2 weeks, so I have no view to the set. I'll have to push my luck and go to these trees over there. It's raining quite a lot now. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. was just sitting waiting, and then suddenly a badger was walking in the forest like 8 meters from me, and it was just like sniffing around, and it couldn't smell me, it couldn't see me, it couldn't hear me. But then I faffed around with the camera, and I just had to be quiet. I didn't dare to move. And then it walked out to the edge of the forest, and my camera was lying over there. And then it just turned around and walked in again. I really don't know what to do now, but I have to rethink my strategy because there's a badger sniffing around in the forest. I don't know where to go. There's a lot of mosquitoes and midges. They love when it's been raining. I think what I'm going to do is to go over there where I planned, just in a big circle, and then just sit there and wait, because that gives me the option to leave the area in another direction, so I don't have to disturb this area again. Oh, what an experience. I have to cross here because I don't want to get close to the badgers. So I have to cross this. Very good. I can walk in this line. It doesn't make noise. It's a good position I have, but it's way too dark in there. I think an evening without clouds would be very good, and then maybe now I know that the badgers are out early here, much earlier than I would expect. I think I just missed my one and only chance on this location for tonight, simply because I arrived too late. And it's just typical. You know, I have my trail cameras, I have the knowledge about badgers in this area, and I thought to myself, yeah, they'll be out around 9:30. But then you just never know badgers. They were out way before that, and as I was like talking to that camera and sneaking around, it was already like away from the den. The good thing though is that it gives me some great opportunities. If they actually come out that early, I might have light enough in the forest to photograph them. So yeah, I'm going to sit here for another half hour, and then I think I go back because it's getting too dark now. It's not that every time I go out with a camera I come home with great images. A lot of my trips are like this one. But what I do get is knowledge and great experiences, and that's so important in wildlife photography. A little surprise was waiting for me though, because when I was on my way home, suddenly a group of deer revealed themselves in front of me. Light wasn't great, but I still managed to get a single photo. I'm very pleased to see that some of the bird boxes I set up this spring is actually being used. The birds are not the only one that are busy. I also have a lot of things to do, and then it's great to get some help. My dad is now 75 years old, but when he was at my age, he had his own farm, just like I have now. It's really nice when he's helping me, and then it's just really cozy to spend time together. We are making these boxes for the garden to put like soil and vegetables.
sætter lige hjørnerne op.
Ja. Der. Der. Ja. Der.
88, det er fint.
Hvad var den på den anden?
88,
Så er
det er fint. Jeg henter noget jord.
Yes. Now we just need to put soil in this one. So we are going to get the 2 wheelbarrows, I think they're called, and then we're going to fill them up with nice fresh soil, and then very soon, in a few days from now, it will be time to actually go and get some plants and plant them here, and hopefully we can eat our own vegetables later this year. So let's get it on. I've been so happy because I've counted more than 20 swallows in my barn. But then one very early morning, as I was sleeping outside in my hammock, suddenly I woke up by the sound of Björn barking. I rushed to the barn, and there it was, sitting up there under the roof, the beech marten. Björn was totally crazy. I think he wanted to show the little fellow that it was not welcome on the farm. And while I really like this animal, I wasn't happy to see it here. Because it didn't come for the shelter alone. It came for the swallows' nests, and they couldn't do anything but just looking at it and flying around to try to scare it. They couldn't scare it away, but I could, and I did. Afterwards, I walked around in the barn, looked at the nests, and I wasn't happy for what I saw. I didn't see any young ones. Only the shit on the floor and some empty eggshells could witness that there actually had been swallow babies in the nests. It is really hard to see things like this, but well, it's nature. I got happy though, because a little later, when I looked around, small heads started to pop up from the nests. Some of the swallows had been clever enough to build their nest places where the marten couldn't reach them. So even though it's sad that he got some of them, well, I still think we can call it a happy ending. And now I just hope that they will grow fast enough so they can get on their wings before the marten comes again. My live camera has not only revealed badger cubs, but also raccoon dogs with cubs. And now I'm determined to get my first photos from this location. But like with everything else in wildlife photography, there's a lot of preparations that has to be done first. It's so steady, and that is good because wind will not remove this one, I hope. If the animal comes there when I'm here, in the perfect world, I would like my lens to be at the eye level of the animals, so that I don't look down on them and I don't look up at them. I always feel it gets the more natural look then. And this looks really, really good. There's one issue though, and that is all the grass that is in my way. But I have a solution for that. So let's get it up. Hey Björn, do you think you're going to join me in the photo blind? I don't think that's a good idea. The wind usually comes from west, which is that direction, that the wind comes here. And when you're in a blind, the scent, that, like, imagine wind hitting you, taking your scent to the animals. So even though the wind comes from east, when you're in a blind, like most of the wind will go around, like over and around the blind, and not carry that much sense of you to the animals. But this is close to perfect. they don't really make these holes big enough. I think I need a scissor or a knife. This is really good. 600 millimeters, probably in the narrow end, so I might bring the 100 to 400 millimeter or 400 or something like that. But already now, when I've been sitting here, the woodpecker was there and I actually managed to get a photo. That was beyond expectations. Plan now is this blind is new in the area. That means that the animals have to get used to it. I'm going to leave the blind here with a sweaty t-shirt hanging from the roof so that the little scent, the animals would get used to it. Then probably 2-3 days I can start to look at the live stream. When will the animals get used to the blind being here? I'm not so worried about the badger, but the fox used to be a little more picky with new things. Just get the last things done, snacks out, the grass down, and then I'm so excited. Det er fint, den her.
Ja. Det er utroligt.
Så ligger sammen.
Ja.
Du sætter den her, eller
Ja. Det er stykker herovre.
Yeah. This is really nice. We are done now. All the plants, different vegetables and stuff. I'm going to show you in a little while what we have here. But now temperatures are around 15 degrees during daytime, and with this new placement of the herb garden or vegetable garden, we have sun from around 9:30 all the way until almost sunset. And that means that these plants will have a lot of sun, and they are sheltered by the apple trees, by the oaks and the other trees over there. And then the farm is there, so we don't have the wind coming from west. So this should be really good. But let's have a look at what we have here. If we start over there, I don't know all the English names, but from here we have parsley, estragon, we have celery, we have the other celery, you know, with the one you can cook. And then over here we have some, it's called apple flowers. It's just really nice, no, not pea flower, the little one where you can break it and then you have all the small green ones inside. And then a few onions over here. On the other side we have some leeks that are suitable for staying during autumn and winter. We just have to cover with hay. And then we have some broccoli, some of these spruces, I think they're called. And then in the end some chili peppers, so that's really nice. Now Dad is watering the plants, and then it's basically just to wait. We have one thing in mind though, that might be a challenge for us, and that is we have these slugs. In Danish they're called killer slugs, but that's a stupid name. It's not, they don't kill anything. Yeah, maybe they kill people's patience when they have to take them away from the garden. But it's some like yellow reddish slugs, this size, and they can basically invade a garden. And I have seen them one year here a lot, like last year. I didn't have problem last time I had the garden, but that was before they came here on the location. If that is going to be a problem, we have a new situation and then we have to figure out what to do. But I hope they don't come. So yeah, now it is just to wait, and hopefully later this summer we can start eating some of the vegetables. Really nice. It is just full of beetles and small ants and worms, and that's just perfect. Because for the last few years I've been working on, like what you say, rewilding the little forest outside the farm and the forest I have up there and the land in general. And one of the most important things, like to have a healthy ecosystem in the forest, is dead trees, because yeah, there is so much thing going on there, and that is the biggest problem in the Danish forest. All the trees that has been cut down is taken either as logs or as wood chips or firewood, whatever. So they clean up everything, and that is, like what I've heard, the biggest threat for the ecosystem in the Danish forests. And at least that's not going to be an issue on my land. Up in the forest up there, I have a lot of dead trees, and I've taken some of that down here to the farm, because this little piece of forest outside my farm has been pretty much cleaned up as other forest for the past maybe 50 years. So what I do now is actually trying to help nature to get to a more natural state. It will do that eventually after many years, but I just want to speed up the process. This is probably the best thing I could wish for. This old tree is dead, and it's like a buffet for woodpeckers, and I can see how they have been sitting here like to get worms and stuff like that. I hope it'll survive many more years before the storm will take it down, but then again, when it falls, there will be other things in the tree. And yeah, I've only seen 3 squirrels here for the 7 years I've lived here on the farm. 2 of them dead and 1 alive, jumping around in here, but that's it. So now I'm going to put up some feeding spots for the squirrels, and then I'm going to plant some hazel, and I'm going to plant some apple trees and some other plants that provide food for the animals, and then I hope it can attract some more wildlife to my garden. I've tried to put out a peanut for a month or so now, and the magpies and jay and small birds are taking the peanuts before the squirrel ever get to know that they are there. So hopefully he can figure out how to like get the nuts from this box. The principle is that the squirrels should come here, and then he should be able to lift the lid and take the peanuts. But I don't know if he knows to do that, or he's just looking in the window and say like, oh, I want these nuts, but then he can't get to them. So I'm going to place something here like this, because then the squirrel will get used to eat this, and then I can like eventually go all the way out to here, and maybe he will figure out. Only time will show. Quite excited. The photo blind has now been in place for some days so that the animals can get used to it. And for me, it's time to try my luck for the first time. So now I'm ready, almost. Cameras are set up, the 600mm for some close-up and the 100 to 400 to get a little more landscape or like environment. I think this is too narrow, but this is the first time in my photo blind, and if I get a photo today, it's the first time ever that I make a photo from this location with a live stream. So now I just need to get out, put out the peanuts, and then get in here, have a cup of coffee, calm down, get the sweat away, hopefully get the small midges and mosquitoes away. But yeah, let me put out the snacks. This is really good. Snack has been put out. Cameras are ready. I'm sitting perfectly comfortable. And now I want a cup of coffee and just wait. This is probably one of the things about being blind that I love most. Of course, to get the good photos, but also that time from when you have set up your camera equipment, everything is ready. You start to like calm down, you maybe have your coffee, just sit quiet, put your phone in flight mode so you don't faff around with that and it doesn't disturb you. And then you just sit and look out and see how either it's dawning or, you know, like here, it's getting darker and darker, and it's like fishing, looking at that little floating thing. Every moment it can go tick, tick, dip underwater. This is the same feeling. It's so meditative, sitting just watching, and you know every single moment there's a chance that one of these animals will reveal himself. It's amazing. There are just millions of these small insects. I think they're called midgets. They're crawling in the ears and in their eyes. But I know in around 2 hours they will be completely gone, and then it's really nice. But now they are also having a snack. There is a risk that they can smell me, because badgers, they hold on. Their nose is amazing. Their sense of smell is between 600 and 700 times better than humans. Like, it will smell me 600 times before I smell it. So the chance that it can see me now, or like see me now, is like 0, but smell me very big because there's no wind. So yeah, we just have to hope. That's good. Oh, coffee in a photo blind doesn't get much better. Everything seems completely silent out there. There's no animals, nothing. It's almost completely dark out there, and I have to go up to ISO. Yeah, 50,000, and there is no life. It is quite new here, so I think the animals need to get a little bit more used to it. But my plan now is to leave all my equipment here, go home, have a few hours sleep, and then be here just around sunrise. Maybe I'm lucky to see the badgers, or at least I'm in a really good time for photographing the woodpecker and some of the other birds. So yeah, I think I'll call it a night, and then I'll be back here in the morning very early. I was on my way home, and when I got out from the photo blind, I saw the badger just underneath the tree. I don't think I have light enough, but I'm going to try. Just need the badger to put the head up. There's this white flower in the way. This is amazing. Not only do I get my first video and photo of the badger, I'm also getting this experience of me being here in the blind, knowing that my scent does not scare these animals. Oh, I feel great opportunities is opening up for me now. This is going to be so exciting. I'm so happy. First patio photo, first patio video from this little location. Oh, and the photos are probably very blurry and very dark, and the video is unusable. But for me, it's amazing. It's so dark I can't see anything. Time to go home. The photos I got this evening wasn't the best, but it's the first I got from this location and I'm really happy. Tomorrow I'll be back in the little blind and I'm really looking forward to see what great experiences and what photos that are waiting for me this summer on this location.